Streaming on clickorlando.com, you're watching News 6 at 10 p.m.
A teen is now free after 9 months. Tonight on News 6, the family in Palm Bay recounts the ordeal their nephew faced inside an Israeli prison. Plus, a man who was arrested outside the Pulse Memorial speaking up tonight why he says the trip to jail won't stop protesters. And holiday shopping season is in full swing, from Black Friday deals to supporting small businesses. What you need to know before you head out this weekend. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ginger Gadsden. A teen from Brevard County who spent most of this year in an Israeli prison is finally free tonight. The 16-year-old Palestinian American had been facing years behind bars for allegedly throwing rocks, something he's always denied. His family spoke with your Palm Bay community correspondent James Sparvero, sharing their relief and emotion they've been holding on to for 9 long months.
After 9 months, a teenager who lived in Palm Bay is finally free from a prison in Israel. And I'm here right now with Mohammed Ibrahim's aunt and uncle, Ferris and Joanna. Guys, I can only imagine what the past couple of days have been like in your family. It must be a whirlwind of emotions, but most importantly, you must just feel so happy right now.
Yes, very, very happy.
A lot of relief.
How did this situation all get started earlier this year? He was accused of throwing some rocks at people in Israel?
He was accused of that, you know, and over there, even if you don't do the crime, you do the time. That's how it is over there. It's inhumane.
And I understand Mohammed turned 16 while he was in prison. The conditions he must have been subjected to.
Very bad, very bad.
The worst of the food, no good nutrition.
And he said the food they gave was very minimum.
What did they say, like a spoonful of rice a day?
Yeah.
As a Palestinian American, do you think the United States government or our officials here in Florida did enough to release him?
No, 9.5 months too much, especially in that prison.
You suffered way too much than you should have, especially being a child.
The U.S. State Department said it was tracking Mohammed's case closely and working with the Israeli government. While he was in prison, Mohammed's aunt and uncle told me his cousin was beat to death in the West Bank. The family says Mohammed's back in the West Bank now. They're thanking the community for all their support. What do you think Mohammed wants to do with his future now?
Just live a normal life. Have a normal kid life.
I'm sure after 9 months, there's a million things he wants to do. You know, I can't even imagine.
In Brevard County, I'm your Palm Bay community correspondent, James Sparvero, News 6.
All right, let's take you outside for a live look over downtown Orlando. This is from our Light Orlando Delivering Hope camera. It was a chillier start to the day. Volcano Bay at Universal and SeaWorld's Aquatica both closed today because of the temperatures. That also goes for Typhoon Lagoon at Disney. Blizzard Beach was already shut down for the winter. As of right now, all of the water parks plan to be back open for the weekend. Meteorologist David Nazario joins us now with what else is in store for the weekend. As promised, you said it was going to be a chilly start.
Yes, definitely. But honestly, for the Black Friday night that we have in store for us still, what's left of it, pretty solid out there. When you look at the infrared, you can kind of see that the satellite is picking up on some of the colder temperatures, really beginning to sneak back in as the sun has been set for a few hours now. But there really isn't much cloud cover out there whatsoever, and the radar has been clear. Still a little chilly out there, but definitely a comfortable evening to be out and about enjoying yourself, especially closer to the attractions, the Orlando metro area. Gainesville at 36, Ocala at 43, so our northwestern counties remain on the colder side, but a large bulk of us are definitely on the comfier side if you have a couple layers on and so on and so forth. Windiest portions are going to be right up against the East Coast. A lot of us have seen the winds kind of taper off, so the wind chill factor will no longer be a major issue as we go through your Saturday and especially your Sunday morning as the temperatures continue to climb back up. We're definitely in for some chop. You can see Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday getting back to above average temperatures. But then instead of talking warm up, how much are our rain chances going to go up as we get into the early periphery of December? I'll have more on that to come. But for now, Ginger, back to you.
All right, David, thank you. New tonight, a law firm claims dozens of suspected cases of Legionnaire's disease can be traced back to an Ocoee gym. The bacteria behind the illness can cause a serious form of pneumonia. News 6's Laverne McGee went to Crunch Fitness to find out what's being done and what members need to know.
I just think that people should know. People are coming here to work out, to be safe, to be healthy, not to walk into a situation to get more sicker.
We asked people at Crunch Fitness on Silver Star Road in Ocoee if they were aware a law firm is checking into a potential cluster of Legionnaire's disease cases. Members like Carla Jones, who, like several people we spoke with, were concerned. While we were there, Jones went in to ask them about it.
I guess they got a board of information or whatever. I said, okay, but why would we read about it? Why would that not be something you tell people? You see what I'm saying? Before they walk in.
I also tried to speak with leadership at the fitness facility, but was asked to leave the premises.
They got paperwork in there. They said you could read about it. It'll be just fine. They said y'all can't be here. They also was saying that at the end of the day, it was an outbreak. They told the people they were supposed to tell.
According to the Centers for Disease Control, Legionnaire's disease is a serious type of pneumonia. People can get it by breathing in mist. In general, it isn't spread person to person. Some symptoms include cough, fever, and muscle aches. The Legionnaire's lawyer's website says there is 1 hospitalization confirmed, and 28 people have been exposed to the potential link to the Crunch Fitness on Silver Star Road. Jones decided she did not feel comfortable and decided not to work out after she spoke with them.
We need to be safe in the environment.
I reached out to the health department for more details. I'll let you know when I hear back. In Ocoee, Laverne McGee, News 6.
For months now, a crosswalk has been the center of a statewide controversy. Earlier this week, 2 protesters were arrested who are using chalk to cover the crosswalk outside of the Pulse Memorial. Your Orange County community correspondent Tylisa Hampton spoke with one of the men arrested about what happened.
Yeah, James Houchin tells me that he was not anticipating being arrested when he was caught outside chalking the sidewalk right here outside of Pulse, but he says it's a symbol he will continue to fight for.
We're on day 99, and we're going to keep pushing.
It's been nearly 100 days since the Florida Department of Transportation stripped the crosswalk outside the Pulse nightclub of its rainbow colors. It's where the 2016 mass shooting of the LGBTQ bar happened. For James Houchins, he vows to keep fighting, even after being taken away in handcuffs.
I thought, how stupid.
On November 23rd, James and Austin Trahan were arrested for chalking the crosswalk with the word resist nearby.
We were told that morning around 9 o'clock, FDOT came through, washed everything, removed everything. So after they do that, we come back out to re-chalk, recolor, put flags back out. 49 victims, you know, this was part of the memorial that the state came in and just ripped up and like it was nothing. So continuing this fight until those colors are returned, it just hits deep.
The pair was facing a felony criminal mischief charge. The judge in these cases did not find probable cause for the felony, but did find cause for the lesser misdemeanor charge. FDOT and FHP have argued that a crosswalk is a traffic control device. James and others believe it's not.
So can you tell me, are you planning to do the chalk again?
Yes, I mean, it's not, the chalking's not going to stop.
News 6 has reached out to FDOT and FHP about the arrest, and we're waiting to hear back.
For people who might say, oh, it's just a crosswalk, it doesn't even sound like it's just a crosswalk to you.
Continuing to show up for me is a fight back. That you're not going to erase me, you're not going to erase, my community, that we're going to fight, and we're not going to, go away silent. Stonewall started with a brick. In Florida, it starts with chalk.
Now, he says that it's not just important to him, but others as well, as they continue this fight to day 100 on Saturday. Reporting, I'm News 6's Tylisa Hampton.
Tonight, we are learning more about a double shooting last night in East Orange County. So this man you're about to see, Christian Vargas Pagan, now faces first-degree murder charges. We were there last night at the Academy at Waterford Lakes apartment off Cedar Bend Circle. Deputies say when they arrived, they found a man in his 30s dead at the scene and a woman in her 40s who later died at a hospital. Pagan was taken into custody. Authorities are still investigating his connection to the victims. Happening soon, the man convicted in 1976 for a quadruple murder in Winter Garden will be back in court as his attorneys argue new DNA results could prove his innocence. For the first time in decades, a judge will re-examine key evidence in the murder case of Tommy Ziegler. He's the longest-serving inmate currently on death row in Florida. Ziegler's legal team says it could be his final chance to win a new trial or secure his release. The judge is expected to hear arguments and expert testimony in the evidence in this case. Prosecutors say the new DNA testing falls short and does not undermine the evidence relied on by the jury nearly 5 decades ago. The hearing begins Monday morning at 9. News 6 will be there to bring you the latest. An unusual scene in Orlando today. The fire department says it responded to a call about a potential explosive device. Crews arrived to Graceland Court where they found an inert grenade. That's a practice replica or dummy grenade. The Patrick Space Force Base EOD team has taken over the investigation. We've reached out to officials about how this ended up there. We'll update you as soon as we find out more. A record-breaking number of shoppers in stores. That's what's expected this weekend as Black Friday kicked things off today. News 6's Mark Lehman was at the Orlando International Premium Outlets. He spoke with shoppers on the hunt for deals and is taking a look at this year's impact.
Things got busy in a hurry as Black Friday delivered thousands of shoppers here at the outlets and at stores across Central Florida. And if the shopping bags are any indication, it was a successful trip for many and a hopeful bottom line for retailers.
We were up by 3:20 and out the door by like 3:35, 3:40.
The shoppers began lining up long before pre-dawn store openings at the Orlando International Premium Outlets. Those who didn't ran into some trouble.
We've actually been here for what?
Yeah, we've
been
been here
a parking spot
for like 30 minutes trying to find parking.
Well, lot is full.
I know, we were gonna pay and lot's full.
The Black Friday turnout was a large chunk of the nearly 187 million people expected in stores this weekend, a record according to the National Retail Federation.
Last year it was not as busy, so I think the crowds are coming back finally after COVID. You know, we're getting back out there.
The shoppers who made it inside came away with their hands full, some even needing help loading everything into their cars.
We've got friends in the UK that we have to put messengers and say, do you want these? Do you want these? Shall I buy these?
And whether it's buying for friends or family, the deals added up quickly. What does it mean to you being able to, save this money for the holidays?
It means a lot because you're struggling to feed your families.
Do you think it's worth it coming out here with the crowds and everything?
Yes, so worth it.
A worthwhile effort as the holiday season is now officially underway.
Every penny saved makes a difference.
Even past Black Friday, the deals are expected to continue at stores. The outlets here are extending their hours until 10 tomorrow night and 9 on Sunday. In Orlando, Mark Lehman, News 6.
Tomorrow is one of the biggest days of the year for small business. Shop Local Saturday. And here in Orange County, local shops are buzzing as they get ready to welcome holiday shoppers. Your Orange County community correspondent Jarrell Baker shows how they are preparing for the big day.
Rare Earth in Ivanhoe Village is extending its hours on Saturday. Angela Swanek says they see nearly 3 times the sales during the weekend.
We have to be there, we have to open early because we know people are on the street, they're getting ready to shop.
And just down the road, right off of Corinne Drive in Audubon Park.
We were in a previous location for about 3.5 years. So in even that small amount of time, in the last year, we've seen a huge bump.
Hellcats USA is also seeing a bump in sales. Co-owner Brittany Reagan and Clark Orr says that the weekend kicks off the busiest holiday shopping season.
People buying from big box stores, they're not celebrating when they make sales, but we're celebrating when we hit goals and make big sales.
A record 186.9 million people are planning to shop now through Cyber Monday this year, according to the National Retail Federation and Prosper Insight Analytics. Unfortunately, several small businesses say they can't cut prices 40% or more like big box retailers.
It's so hard to do huge discounts, or that's actually hurting our business. So we try to do something nice to thank the customers, but hope they understand.
Small business owners say that tariffs have caused problems for them this year.
There's a few products that we just haven't been able to order because we'd have to raise the price so much, and we don't want to do that.
That's why many are using social media and even opening up on Sunday to give customers more time to shop. In Orlando, Jarrell Baker, News 6.
And if you are out and about shopping this weekend, you can also help us and the Salvation Army out by adopting an angel for this year's Angel Tree program. We're looking to help 6,000 kids and seniors. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen to either adopt an angel online, or you can get a list of locations where you can pick up an angel in person. One of the busiest travel weeks of the year, thousands of Airbus jets will need immediate fixes. Up next, what investigators say caused flight control data to be corrupted and what that could mean for your travel. Plus, when is it too late to have Thanksgiving leftovers? The food safety tips to remember. You're watching News 6 at 10 on a Friday night, covering College Park, the Villages, and all of Central Florida. On this very busy weekend for holiday travel, thousands of Airbus A320s, the world's top-selling commercial airliner, require an immediate software update. Airbus warns this could cause flight disruptions. CBS senior transportation correspondent Chris Van Cleve is in Phoenix with the details.
Airlines around the world and here in the U.S., including American and JetBlue, are scrambling to comply with this emergency order from European regulators about the Airbus A320, one of the most widely used family of narrow-body aircraft around the world. Here's what we know. A JetBlue flight last month had a flight control issue resulting in a brief loss of altitude. It injured several people on board the airplane. After an investigation, Airbus found intense solar radiation can corrupt some data critical to the flight controls. That has prompted European regulators to say the planes must be updated by Saturday night or will be grounded until the required software updates are installed. Sunday is expected to be the busiest travel day of the Thanksgiving holiday.
A health alert tonight when it comes to those Thanksgiving leftovers in your fridge. Experts are warning they can be just as dangerous as they are delicious. Now, the holiday may be over, but the leftover turkey and trimmings can make you sick if they're not handled properly. Experts say get leftovers into the fridge within 2 hours in small, airtight containers. And you must always reheat to at least 165 degrees.
We leave it out on the counter and that temperature drops below a threshold where bacteria can start to not only grow, but produce toxins in the food.
If handled properly, leftovers can stay in the fridge for 3 to 4 days or up to 3 months if you freeze it. All right, turning now to our forecast. We were just talking off camera, David. I think it's always the right time to have leftovers because once you think you just have a turkey carcass, you just have soup waiting to happen,
Oh,
right?
yeah, exactly. Now, if we could just keep the temperatures on our side to embrace that soup the proper way. And I got to admit, you know, he said up to 3 to 4 days, if not 3 months. You know, imagine having Thanksgiving in February around my birthday time. That'd be kind of exciting, you know, extend it out that far. But hey, let's go ahead and talk some headlines. We've got the air, or I should say the winds of change coming right at us. So for tonight, what's left of our Black Friday night, if you're still out and about doing some last minute shopping or just hanging out on the town, it's a great evening for that. Temperatures are still a little on the chilly side, but the winds have calmed and it's definitely a cozy evening here in Central Florida. Into the weekend, great afternoon weather is how I'm calling it. Still a little on the cooler side for your Saturday. And then by Sunday, we're going to start to see some 80-degree marks on the map. But all in all, pretty solid weekend before maybe into the first couple days of December, the rains are going to start to pick up. Right now, as a result of that trough, when we look at the water vapor together, we've got this large pocket of dry air that's continuing to work overhead. That's why it's still going to feel fairly cold outside for at least another 24 to 36 hours with mostly clear skies and that warmth beginning to build back in. You can see back behind me here, we've got that storm system already starting to take shape over the Great Plains. That's the one we're going to be tracking for us as we get into the first week of December. If you cut the state of Florida in half diagonally, looking at our temperatures right now, coldest areas are going to be Alachua and Marion counties. The rest of us are pretty good right now. And again, because that wind chill has come down a little bit, this is close to what it'll feel like outside. So maybe a nice jacket, some accessories, maybe a coat if you want to go to that extent, but definitely a great evening to kind of embrace the fall/pseudo winter pattern we have in play. Now look at the temperature change. Cold air, you can already see it starting to evacuate off the east coast as that high pressure stays to our north and meanders off towards the east. Notice on the west side of the high, all the yellows, oranges, and reds. That's the warm up that's coming. So if we take the high, put it here, and we take the warm air from our south and bring it up over Florida, that's why we're going to start to warm up as dramatically as we are over the next few days. For your forecast lows for tonight, Gainesville is going to probably be the only area that sees the 30-degree mark on the thermostat. The rest of us in the mid to upper 40s and low 50s. And then for tonight, in general, low 50s for most of us since the cold air is just about over with. The coldest air, I should say, with the winds beginning to shift from the east. And then tomorrow, clear skies, comfy afternoon with highs staying somewhere in the low to mid 70s for everybody. You can see the hourly temperature still below average, but in that 70-degree threshold, which I think is going to be pretty spectacular as that polar high works its way out and we begin to welcome in a little bit more energy over the south. So temperatures are going to be up and down as this continuous slew of systems comes through with above average temperatures for the early half of December with above average rainfall chances to add on to that. Watch what happens here. So as those fronts continue to work through, we're going to get a lot of instability and aggravation in the pattern down over the south. And as we go through the first couple days of December, we're going to see not one, as you see here, but a couple of different storm systems that may up our rain chances on a more consistent basis, which is good news as the drought conditions try to sneak on in. Looking quickly at the clouds and rain, you can kind of see over the next few days peppering us with some rain and shower activity. Let's get you over to the 7-day forecast very briefly. You can see rain chances climb up as we get towards Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and then we're back and forth as we go over the next 7 to 10 days. Back to you, Ginger.
All right, David, thank you. Black Friday is here, and experts say scammers are ready to cash in just like shoppers. Up next, the warning from experts about fake QR codes and sketchy social media ads. What you need to know before you click buy.
Before you click that add to cart button, take a second look. Experts warn scammers love Black Friday just as much as shoppers do. From fake QR codes, gift cards, and phony emails to sketchy social media ads.
I buy things from Instagram all the time, and TikTok, I feel like they know me so well.
Cybersecurity experts say it's peak season for fraud.
That's the whole point. Limited time only. Got to do it now before it sells out, whatever it is. So that whole sense of urgency is something that bad guys love.
According to Adobe Analytics, 2025 is expected to be the first full year mobile devices make up most of online spending. 56% of sales this holiday season will be from a phone, upwards of $140 billion. Lisa Plagmeyer with the National Cybersecurity Alliance warns social media shopping isn't always safe.
You could have fake influencer videos and things like that because it only takes a few seconds to create a deep fake of somebody. And the problem now is that AI has just made them all look perfect. This girl behind me, she's not real. You can't rely on your eyes and ears anymore.
Plagmeyer says always trace ads back to a reputable retailer. And even with big name brands, the Better Business Bureau urges shoppers to read all the fine print.
Make sure you're checking shipping dates, return policies, if the item's out of stock, when it will be restocked. Just doing general things before you make that purchase will help you to make sure that you get the item before the holidays.
Experts recommend using a credit card for purchases so you're better protected from fraud and keeping track of purchases made on your card. Evan Moon, CBS News, New York.
So I want to focus on those rain chances because even though models are a little finicky, I do think we might start to see more consistent bouts on the horizon as we start to move through the month of December ahead.
Okay, but not a bad looking forecast.
No,
we
not
need
at
the
all.
rain anyway.
We do,
All right,
yes.
Thank you, David, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here on air at 11 o'clock, a little after 11. Bye.